What's up, Today I'll be reacting to how the geography of the US is weirder than you think. But before I go into that one, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like on this video, thank you so much for that. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, oh man, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. You guys end up recommending this one quite a lot, so let's not waste any time and let's play it.
This is a map of the United States, and hundreds of years of colonization and laws has made the country's
Okay, sorry for the early pause, but at this point I've been quite fascinated learning about America. What a beautiful country, let's all be real. And I know there is 50 states. I can name probably around 20, 25, maybe 30 states. All of them, I don't think I will be able to do it, but probably more than half, I feel very confident.
Geography pretty weird and
do you guys in America know all the states? Actually, I mean, that for me would be quite impressive.
More than just a few places. Today, I'm going to show you a few maps that will change your perception of how you see this country and its place in the world. First of all, South America. At first glance, it seems like South America is directly south of North America. And while that's kind of the case, it's also not entirely accurate. If we were to move South America up, you'd find that nearly the entire continent is
okay, this makes a lot of sense. Now that he's saying this, okay, but it's still South America, let's be real.
East of Florida, and that the westernmost edge would only be about 380 miles west of the Azores, which are a part of Portugal. Next up, if you...
okay, Azores. So in Portuguese we say Açores. Kind of cool to see Portugal mentioned in a video.
You had to guess right now which US state is closest to Africa. Which one would you say? If you didn't say Maine, you're wrong, but yeah, despite being in the Northeast and sharing a long border with Canada, if you draw a straight line across the ocean, you'll see that Maine is in fact the closest state geographically to Africa. Moving on next to Texas, there's a couple pretty weird things about this state. First of all, this town that nobody has ever heard of called Dalhart. This town is located 485 miles away from the Texan state capital of Austin, which means that Dalhart is actually closer to the state capitals of New Mexico, Oklahoma, Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, and Wyoming.
That's crazy. I mean, but kind of makes sense, right? Texas is so big. But yeah, I never heard about that city.
Other different states. Another way to understand just how big Texas actually is by taking a look at the city of El Paso, located in the westernmost edge of the state. If you draw a line from here to the easternmost edge of Texas, and then move that line over to point to the west, you'll see that the line goes past Los Angeles, meaning that LA is closer to El Paso than the other side of Texas is. But LA itself is in a deceiving geographic location of its own. You would think that since it's on the west coast, it would be further west than most other US cities, but that's not totally true either. Reno, Nevada is actually located further west than LA is, which you can see when a line is drawn from Reno southwards. And speaking of weird senses of latitude,
okay, I mean, yeah, that's true, I guess.
Here's some more examples that might mess with your head a little. Austin, Texas is roughly on the same latitude as Cairo, Egypt. New York City is roughly equal to Madrid in Spain. Minneapolis is close to Venice. Vancouver is almost equal to Paris. And Calgary in Canada is almost equal to London. The North American continent has...
I mean, America is so big that, yeah, look, I said this a couple of times in my videos, my friends. For me, I know you guys are just one country, but 50 states in my mind are like 50 different countries because all of them are so different. All of them are so amazing that... the other day, someone told me in the comments that I was reacting to how beautiful America is. And people said, that's why we don't have passports, because our country is so beautiful that we don't have to explore outside. And I think that's honestly quite fair. So, again, congrats if you live in America, because it's a really beautiful place.
Has much cooler temperatures on average than Europe does at higher latitudes like this, which is why this is a little confusing. But perhaps equally confusing is what happens when you look at a globe and flip it on its side. If you start at Mexico City and draw a straight line out in this direction, you'll be amazed to find how many other cities the line roughly matches up with. From Mexico City, the line also goes through Atlanta, Washington, D.C., New York City, Paris, and eventually Izmir in Turkey. The perception is weird because we usually think of the world in terms of a map and not in terms of its true spherical shape.
That's
the
true.
final geographic oddities in America that I'll be discussing in this video are located around the northernmost parts of the country. First up in this region is Detroit, where if you start in the downtown region and travel south, you'll end up pretty quickly in Canada. If you head east, you'll also end up in Canada. If you go north, you'll end up in Lake Huron, and then eventually Canada again. It's easy to end up in Canada while in Detroit, but it's even easier while in Point Roberts, an exclave of the United States south of Vancouver. The only way to get from this part of America to the other part of America is by driving 25 miles through Canada, using their very small airport or taking a boat across.
Oh, that's insane. I don't know, maybe this is normal for you guys, but that's for me is an incredible fun fact.
Across the bay. There's over 1,300 people that live here, and only one school that only provides education up to 4th grade. From 4th grade on, American children in the Point have to take a 40-minute bus ride through Canada to the other side of the US. And finally, let's talk.
Okay, I bet a couple of you guys did not know about this. Let's be real, this seems an incredible fun fact.
Talk a little bit about Alaska. Alaska is pretty obviously the northernmost US state, but it's also at the same time the westernmost and easternmost state because of the international date line located here, which part of Alaska crosses over. The date line causes another weird situation here though on the Diomede Islands, where it crosses between one island owned by Russia and another island owned by the United States. The result is that despite only being just a couple miles away from one another, the Russian island is 21 hours ahead in time from the American island. This has led.
Wait, what? How is this even possible? Oh my god. Let's run it back a bit because this was really interesting.
Couple miles away from one another, the Russian island is 21 hours ahead in time from the American island. This has led the islands to be nicknamed as Yesterday Island and Tomorrow Island, and during the winter when the water around the island.
Okay, but 20 hours, never mind. That actually makes sense because you can say just 3 hours in terms of affecting your perception of the day.
Freeze, it becomes theoretically possible to walk between America and Russia. While in reality it may be illegal to walk between the two islands, something that isn't illegal at all is clicking the link in this video's description to get a free audiobook of your choice at audible.com/reallifelore. As I'm sure you've heard before, Audible is a leading provider of audiobooks and other spoken word entertainment. They have so many amazing titles with several that deal specifically with geography. I've been reading Prisoners of Geography by Tim Marshall lately, which influenced not only the creation of this video, but a lot of other videos that I've made and Sam from Wendover Productions has also made. If you're wanting a deeper understanding of the things we talk about in videos like this one, I highly recommend giving it a listen. But what's best about Audible is that they stand behind their product. If you don't like what you've listened to, you can swap it out for another.
So I said this a couple of times, I will say it one more time. I never skip the ad, or at least I try to not skip the ad, since, since I'm reacting to their content, I think is more than fair.
One with their great listen guarantee.
Seems like a great product,
out
actually.
Your free book, membership includes one free title each month and 30% off everything else. I love listening to audiobooks while I'm driving or when I'm exercising, and I'm sure you will too, so it's worth going and trying out a book for free with their 30-day free trial by clicking the link in the description at audible.com/reallifelore or by texting real life lore to 500-500.
Okay, that was a great video. At least I really enjoyed this one. It's quite fascinating to see how many crazy fun facts you can make about America. Again, such a big country that my country is so small that for me fascinates me to see this type of stuff. And some real talk at the end of the video with you guys. I've been thinking about going to America one day. Not sure when. I'm going to be at that soon. So probably not the best time for me to be in a long trip. But eventually I will go. And man, this journey on YouTube has been so amazing to be open with you guys. I completely felt in love with America. I almost felt like I lived there in a past life or something, because I can relate with so many stuff in America. And yeah, I hope you guys also have been enjoying this journey on YouTube. I know most of you guys are not watching until the end. Let me see. Yeah, we are 9 or 10 minutes more or less. So, and I can see that information on my YouTube. Most people watch the first 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. After that, they leave. But if you are watching, I thought it was important to share a couple of small life details with you guys. But yeah, I've been completely fascinating about America. Always feel free to leave a comment. If you have a suggestion of a video you would like me to react to, I'm open to different ideas. See you guys next time. Do not forget to leave a like, and bye, my friends.